The United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense latest intelligence update on Ukraine, June 21, 2023. Intense combat continues in sectors of southern Ukraine. However, over recent weeks, Russia has continued to expend significant effort building defensive lines deep in rear areas, especially on the approaches to occupied Crimea. This includes an extensive zone of defenses of 9 kilometers in length, 3.5 kilometers north of the town Armyansk, on the narrow bridge of land connecting Crimea to the Kherson region. These elaborate defenses highlight the Russian command's assessment that Ukrainian forces are capable of directly assaulting Crimea. Russia continues to see maintaining control of the peninsula as a top political priority. The Air Force Command of Ukraine Armed Forces update. On the night of June 21st, Russia launched from the north of Ukraine with Iranian-made Shahed 136 and 131 attack drones. All kamikaze drones were neutralized by the Air Force in Khmelnytsky. Over the past day, on June 20th, the Defense Forces of Ukraine have ground 4 Russian reconnaissance drones of various types. Aviation of the Air Force carried out dozens of sorties, struck positions, equipment, and rear of the occupying forces, with air resources provided by Western partners. The brigades of the ground forces inform us of the downing of an attack helicopter in the Zaporozhye direction. The Institute for the Study of War Russian Offensive Campaign Assessment. Ukrainian forces conducted counter-offensive operations on at least 3 sectors of the front on June 21st. Ukrainian Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Maliar stated on June 21st that Ukrainian troops had partial success during offensive operations in the Bilohorivka-Shipilivka direction, about 10 kilometers south of Crimea in Luhansk Oblast. A Russian military blogger additionally claimed that Ukrainian forces are counterattacking in the areas south and west of Crimea. The Ukrainian General Staff reported that Ukrainian forces continued offensive operations in the western Donetsk, eastern Zaporizhia Oblast border area, on the Vilna-Pol-Makarivka line, and Russian military bloggers continued to discuss Ukrainian attacks in this area, particularly south of Velika Novosilka. Ukrainian and Russian sources reported that Ukrainian troops continued offensive operations in western Zaporizhia Oblast, both south and southwest of Orikhiv, and that Russian forces are counterattacking to regain lost positions in this direction. Russian sources noted a relatively slower pace of Ukrainian offensive operations in both western Donetsk and western Zaporizhia Oblasts compared to the previous days. The Institute for the Study of War key takeaways today. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky acknowledged that the progress of Ukrainian counteroffensives has been slower than expected, likely due to effective Russian defenses. The overall slower-than-expected pace of Ukrainian counteroffensive operations is not emblematic of Ukraine's wider offensive potential, and Ukrainian forces are likely successfully setting conditions for a future main effort despite initial setbacks. Ukrainian defense industry conglomerate Ukroboronprom announced on June 20th that Ukraine built and successfully tested a 1,000 kilometers range drone, indicating Ukraine's intent and ability to target Russian military infrastructure in Russian-occupied territories and Russia with Ukrainian-made drones. Russian occupation authorities continue to codify legal mechanisms for forcible deportations from occupied areas of Ukraine. Russian and Ukrainian forces continued to engage in positional battles along the Kupiansk-Svatov line. Ukrainian forces continued counteroffensive operations near Crimea. Russian and Ukrainian forces continued limited ground attacks in the Bakhmut area and along the Avdiivka-Donetsk city line. Ukrainian forces conducted limited ground attacks along the administrative border between western Donetsk and eastern Zaporizhia Oblasts. Russian and Ukrainian forces conducted limited ground attacks in western Zaporizhia Oblast. The Russian military command is reportedly forming a new Azov naval district as part of the Russian Black Sea Fleet. The Russian State Duma passed a law in the third reading, raising age limits for Russian contract personnel and officer, likely to keep personnel currently due to retire in the force. Russian occupation authorities continue to deport children from occupied Luhansk Oblast to Russia under the guise of medical necessity.